Hello friends, welcome to my channel Katha Manthan. Today I am going to tell you the short summary of the story God Lives in the Punch. So let's begin. Juman Sheikh and Alagu Chaudhry had been close friends since their childhood. Their friendship was founded on a common outlook and deep trust in each other. They ploughed their fields together and were partners in a money lending business. In the course of time, Juman is held in high esteem by the village folk for his lessons and achievements, while Alagu is respected for his wealth. All went smoothly until there arose a dispute between Juman and his old maternal aunt. The old woman, hoping that her nephew would look after her, had transferred all the property she owed to him. As long as the deed of the transfer of property remained unregistered, Juman and his wife made every effort to please the aunt. However, once the deed was registered, their attitude changed and they began to ill-treat the old lady. Juman's wife in particular lost no opportunity to insult her, while Juman remained indifferent. When the aunt could no longer endure this humiliation, she decided to live separately and asked for a small allowance. Whenever this was rudely refused by her nephew, she decided to take the case to the panchayat. Juman was not perturbed at this and in fact was secretly pleased. He felt that his friends in the panchayat would side with him. The old lady, however, went around the village, narrating her tale of woe to all. Some were sympathetic, while most were quite indifferent. At last, tired and exhausted, she came to Alagu and requested him to attend the panchayat. At first, he was reluctant and said that he would not take direct part in the proceedings as Juman was his close friend. The aunt then asked him whether he would remain silent and see injustice done. It had an immediate impact on Alagu and his conscience was stirred. Ramadhan Mishra, who nursed a grudge against Juman, now rose and asked Juman to appoint a person of his choice as head punch. Juman, realizing that most of those present were against him, discreetly replied that he would leave the choice to his aunt, and when the old lady nominated Alagu, Juman could hardly believe his luck. Alagu at first hesitated and told the aunt that perhaps she was unaware that Juman was his close friend. The aunt said that she was aware of this fact, but she was also quite confident that Alagu would follow the decree of his conscience. The case began. Alagu asked Juman if he had anything to say in his defense. Juman said he was not obliged to say her as allowance as it was not specified in the deed. Alagu, being well versed in legal matters, tore Juman's explanation to pieces. Juman was amazed and perplexed at this sudden change in his friend and stood dumbfounded. Alagu then pronounced the verdict. The considered opinion of the panchayat was that Juman was liable to pay his aunt a monthly allowance, or else the deed transferring her property to him would be null and void. The verdict shocked Juman. He could hardly believe his ears and felt that Alagu had betrayed him. Ramadhan Mishra and others were overjoyed, were all praised for Alagu. This incident strained the relationship between the friends. They were now seldom seen together and in fact avoided each other. Juman thought of nothing except how he could average this humiliation, and soon enough an opportunity presented itself. Alagu owned a pair of healthy bullocks, but unfortunately one died. He, now having no use for the other, sold it to Samju Sahu, a cart driver, who promised to pay the price after a month. Samju overworked and ill-treated the animal in his grade till the poor animal died. Sahu and his wife were very annoyed by their loss and they cursed Alagu for having sold them the bullock. Several months later, when Alagu asked for the price of the bullock, all that they were prepared to do was to offer Alagu their bullock on loan for 2 months. After a good deal of quarreling between the parties, the matter was finally put before the Panchayat. When the Panchayat had assembled, as before, nominations were invited to head punch, and when Alagu stated that Sahu should propose one, Sahu happily named Jumman. Hearing this, for obvious reasons, Alagu's heart sank. After hearing both the men, the Panchas decided that Sahu must compensate Alagu, and finally it was decided that the amount must be the full price of the bullock that had been agreed upon. Alagu was overwhelmed with joy at this decision. He loudly praised that the Panchayat had indeed this was justice at its best. Everyone realized that the punch is a symbol of democracy, truth and justice. God indeed lives in the heart of the punch. Though God lives in the heart of punch, the author shows that invariably, when a person is placed in a responsible position, his conscience is awakened and he tries to prove equal to the task. The short story, The God Lives in the Punch, is written when colonial British were ruling India. Premchand, through this story, is criticizing the judicial system of the Britishers, saying that Indians already have a ruler judicial system, Panchayat, where impartial inquiry and judgments are already prevalent. When one is placed as a punch or as the head of the punch, he forgets about earthly ties, judgment only according to the norms of morality, legality and ethics. Thus, the primary theme of the short story is indigenous judicial system, though there are many other themes present in the story. So let's discuss some question answers on this story. The punch rises above worldly relation when he sits as a judge. Show how this has been illustrated in the story God Lives in the Punch. When one is placed as a punch or as a head punch, he forgets about his earthly ties and gives judgment only according to the norms of morality, legality and ethics. In the short story God Lives in the Punch, Munshi Premchand, who is also known as the Shakespeare of Hindi literature, beautifully presented the role of the head punch in a panchayati system. Most Indians read the short story of two friends, Jumman Sheikh and Alagu Chaudhary, in schools. When Alagu Chaudhary is elected as the Sarpanch of the village and passes a verdict against the best friend, Jumman, friends become foes. But in due course, when Jumman becomes the Sarpanch and sits on the seat of the judge, he realizes that Alagu was right, the one sitting on the judgment that can be subjective and biased. As ideal judge, Sarpanch is always objective and unbiased for oppressed. A judge is like a god. In reality, Punch is the symbol of democracy, truth and justice. God indeed lives in the heart of the punch. Though God lives in the punch, the author shows that invariably, when a person is placed in a responsible position, his conscience is awakened and he tries to prove equal to the task. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching my channel Katha Manthan.